Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna be speaking about Devin Haney versus Liam Paro, possibly being in talks for 147 unification fight. We definitely gonna be speaking about that, and of course, we're gonna get into some open boxing topics. But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,600 mark. About to crack that 3,700 mark at any moment now. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Shout out to everybody that's been contributing to the channel, whether it's through Super Chat, whether it's through Cash App. You know what I'm saying? It all goes a long way, man. Thank you guys for the support. Y'all have no idea how appreciative I am. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the replay gang. You know what I mean? There be people that don't have the time to watch it during the night, but then will watch it during they work shift and shit like that, man. I'm highly appreciative of you guys as well, man. That's I don't really mention y'all often, but I'm gonna start doing that because y'all definitely play a part in why the channel is where it's going. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Z in the building. What's going on, brother? He said Mazuma Nation. Absolutely. Salute, brother. Always coming through and showing love, man. Diverse Conscious, what up? He said, what it do? What's going on, brother? I hope everything is well with you and yours, man. Thank you for coming through. Shay, what up? What's going on? What's going on? My boy Chris Maldonado, my high school brother. What up, man? Talk to me. What's on the people's mind? What's up? What's up? Lorenzo and the motherfucking Benzo, what up? How we feeling? You know what I mean? You say he watched the streams twice, man. Thank you, man. Really, really appreciate that. Jay, what up? What's going on, man? Shout out to the Wrench gang as well, man. You know what I mean? I've been having some trolls in my comments and stuff like that. So if they pop up on the live today, we keep the chat pretty we keep the chat on point. You feel what I'm saying? The Wrenches is always sharp, always be on point. You feel me? My boy Z in the building said, how you feel about Mordecai being able to get a title shot for the WBO, even though he's a part of the IBF rankings? Man, listen, I don't really know what to make of any of this shit, to be honest with you, when it comes to these sanctioning bodies. You know, it seems like they all have rules. You know, they have, certain steps that they follow and stuff like that. But, at the drop of a dime, it seems like they'll do some things that we've never seen them do before. It's like they just move to the beat of their own drum. Sometimes they just do things impulsively, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, bro, what a lot of people don't take into consideration is that they're a business. So they're going to do whatever they can to make sure that their business stays afloat. How does their business stay afloat? By bringing in the money. How are they going to be able to bring in the money? By putting certain people in positions to fight for titles that they could that they feel like they could get some money to, they could gain monetarily off of. You feel what I'm saying? I hope I said that right. But y'all feel what I'm saying. It's for monetary gain at the end of the day. You feel me? So, bro, to this day, I don't know. I don't want anybody suing me or anything like that. I'm not saying this as if it's definitively true, but I feel like that these motherfuckers be paying for their rankings. I think these dudes be paying to get in these number one positions and shit like that. Like, I was just reading something about Bakram Murtazaliev being the mandatory in the IBF, and I'm like, bro, how? How the fuck? Bro, Josh Kelly beat him fair and square. I don't believe he's fought. I don't. Can somebody do some research? I'll probably just look it up myself. Has Bakram fought since losing to Josh Kelly? Like, typically, yeah, he hasn't fought since January 31st. And on January 31st, he lost to Josh Kelly, and he lost clearly, in my opinion. It was ruled a majority decision. That means one person ruled it a draw, but nonetheless, nobody ruled in Bakram's favor. So in my eyes, it wasn't a fight where people, the judges thought he won. So with that being said, how is he able to reestablish himself as the mandatory when he never even bounced back from his initial loss? Like, I don't really understand, man. And then, like, I even think it's a little bit unnecessary when a fighter wins one or two fights against somebody that's not notable at all, and then they get back in the mandatory position. Like Karen Chukazan did that with Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis beat him for the interim title. Then eventually they elevated Boots to full champion. And then, Karen went and fought somewhere overseas, beat one or two guys. Then automatically he's the mandatory again. Bro, what about these other guys that's in the, the rankings? What about these guys that are number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 that are looking to climb? How about you try to give them an opportunity? Why is the dude who lost getting placed right back in the number 1 position? It just makes me feel like these dudes is, behind the scenes. I don't know this definitively, but behind the scenes, like the brother Diverse Conscious said, slipping them envelopes over to these sanctioning bodies, and they breaking that bread down. They be like, you know what, man, let's go ahead and he took care of us, so let's take care of him. You know what I mean? Like both hands, what they say, one hand washes the other, and both wash the face. Like I think that's what be going on, man. There's no other explanation for that, man. In my opinion. But we'll never know. We don't know what be going on behind the scenes. Yeah, I mean, I done heard some stories from very trustworthy people, though. And I'm not going to mention which sanctioning body, but I've been hearing that people have been paying for their rankings for a long time. That's what I've been hearing. That's just, that's my whole thing. And, sometimes it comes across as very obvious, with certain situations. Keyshawn just unfollowed Jay Prince. Well, I had heard about that, but when I had went to go look it up, he was following Jay Prince. So I don't know what's going on with that, man. Keyshawn going to be mad at everybody except himself. That's typically what these fighters do nowadays, man. They divas. They lack accountability, and they'll throw anybody under the bus as long as it's not themselves, man. That's this new generation of fighters, man. They be acting like straight up turkeys, man. And in Philly, that mean like a bitch. You feel me? I mean, I'm trying not to curse too much today, man. I've been working on it. They've been demonetizing my videos because I get a little bit too explicit on here. So I'm gonna try to keep it to a minimum. But they be acting like bitter women, bro. Like that's just how they be moving. And nowadays they feel better, going through Twitter wars with, they rivals instead of actually fighting them in the ring. They have this extreme sense of what they feel like they're worth. And, when they don't get paid an amount of money that they've never been able to show that they're worth in terms of like the business, then they get all upset and, say that they're being blackballed. And it's like, bro, no, not at all. And I'm seeing people actually attempt to justify what Keyshawn Davis has just done. Saying, oh, y'all don't find it weird that the Haneys just always trying to pay their opponents pennies? Huh? First of all, this was a purse bid. Top Rank won the purse bid. So if y'all really want to get technical, Top Rank was the one that paid Keyshawn, not the Haneys. Second of all, Top Rank initially offered him $900K plus more than what he actually received in the purse bid. He turned down both situations. So how does this even fall on the Haneys? These dudes just be talking and don't even do the research. Or they know the facts, but they decide to push bullshit instead because they hate, the Haneys that much. I don't know what it is. But regardless, man, it's absolutely disgusting out here, man. And I want to ask this too, man. Like, if let's say y'all agree with that point, right? Let's say y'all agree with that point. Show me y'all bank account to let me know that $3 million is pennies. Show me y'all bank account. As a matter of fact, show me how you got to the bag. If y'all are out here claiming that $3 million is pennies, show me what you got. You better have a 7-8 bed crib with 30 bathrooms. You better have every Rolls Royce that's out here. I mean, you gotta show me. You gotta show me that that's pennies. Now, if Bill Gates says some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? All right, to you, you know what I mean? That could be looked at as pennies. You know what I'm saying? If it's a motherfucker that's really out here working like a Warren Buffett or, the world's richest man, Elon Musk, I mean, they could say that because literally If $3 million was to fall out of their pocket some way, somehow, it's not even worth their time to pick it up. You feel me? That's how much money they getting. These dudes on the internet, you could be whatever you want to be on the internet. This shit not real, bro. I see people reenact rich niggas all the time and be in my DMs asking me for money, bro. Like I done seen it. You know what I mean? You could be a superhero on the internet if you want to. There's a boy from Philly that act like he Jesus Christ on the internet. No exaggeration. They call him Philly Jesus. There's somebody by the name of Philly Jesus out here that really thinks that he's Jesus Christ. You feel me? Walk around with the little robe, and you know what I'm saying? He walk around with a Bible and he claims that he is Jesus Christ. You could be anything you want to be on the internet. I could go ahead and make an IG page right now and claim that I'm Thor. You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody tell me any different. These motherfuckers is identifying as like snapping turtles and shit nowadays. You could be whatever the fuck you want to be in this world. So when I hear people saying shit like $3 million is pennies, then blame the Haneys for Keyshawn being offered $3 million. Show me where $3 million is pennies at. And show me where the Haneys gave or offered Keyshawn that $3 million. It was Top Rank, sir, not them. But regardless, it is what it is. Shit is tough out here turning down 3 M's. That shit. That's what I'm saying. Then the thing is, it's like if Keyshawn, and I said this before, if Keyshawn was a $7-8 million fighter, $10 million fighter, then it's like, all right, bro. You know what I mean? Because look at these high-paid fighters today. If you was to offer Canelo Alvarez $3 million, he would look at you like you fucking crazy. He probably like, what, are you high? Like, I make more than that in sponsorships, probably. Are you crazy? And everybody else will look at you like you crazy because Canelo probably done touched half a B or close to a B by now in career earnings. So the fuck I look like taking 3 M's like that? That shit not worth my time. He probably spend more. He probably spend just around that amount in a training camp. Like, who fucking knows? But I ain't even tax money for real, for real. Are you okay? Yeah. There is billionaires who are frugal and even know that 3 million is a pennies. That's a fact. That's a fact, Tricks. I was just saying if they were to say that, they kind of have the right to say that because these motherfuckers got a different type of money. But just to be clear, 3 million ain't pennies. No way, no how. Like, that's just not a thing. Shout out to my boy Josue Hernandez. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, brother. I hope you're doing well. But hold on, I just seen a question about Diverse Conscious says, are you out of Philly? I'm across the bridge in Camden. Shout out to my Camden brothers, man. You know what I mean? That I look at Camden as Philly too. Y'all got your own culture. Obviously, y'all in a different state. You know what I mean? I'm right by the Ben Franklin. For real. I'm in North, man. You know what I mean? I'm probably a 10-minute drive from Camden. So shout out to my Camden brothers and sisters, man. I was actually looking at some property over there in Camden. You know what I mean? I seen that they like I'm not gonna say gentrifying, but they definitely like upgrading some of the neighborhoods over there, and it's not too far from Philly and shit like that. So I seen this beautiful house over there that was priced pretty well. I don't think my realtor is licensed in New Jersey though, so I'm gonna have to see what's going on with that. But I was definitely looking at a property over there, and I was like, yo, this property has some potential. So you know what I mean? It's not definitive, it ain't concrete like I'm moving to Jersey, but definitely thinking about it. He said we East Philly. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, Camden, we always show Camden love, man. I used to be out there all the time. I had my aunt's ex-husband used to work in these project buildings. He was like a superintendent of these project buildings out in Camden. So I was out there all the time. I used to ride out with him over there. You know what I mean? I used to be doing, when I was a little delivery boy and all that, I used to be delivering down Camden too. I got family in Pennsauken, Cherry Hill. You feel what I'm saying? I be around there. And I got a close friend of mine that live all the way up near Winslow. What's that? Is that Winslow? Sicklerville, one of them Jones. You know what I mean? They gentrifying near the hospital. Yeah, I used to be delivering food down Rutgers, Camden, and all that shit. Yeah, I used to be around there. And of course we be going to the aquarium and shit. But salute to my Jersey brothers, man. Shout out to Raymond Ford. You know what I mean? Everybody that's putting on for the city over there, man. A lot of people be trying to play Camden and shit, but Camden, I look at it as like an extension of Philly for real, man. I fuck with them. Greg, what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on? But anyways, man, my boy Josue, I wanted to answer this question real quick. He said, "Yo, Mark, you seen the leak interview of Kellerman defending Keyshawn?" No, I didn't. But at this point, man, I'm not surprised. And ever since Max Kellerman has signed with the Ring to be, analysis, what they call him, an analyst. I'm sorry. Ever since he signed with the Ring magazine to be an analyst and have that show inside the ring and stuff like that, it's clear to see in my eyes, at least, that Max Kellerman completely sold out. I have this theory, and y'all could say that it's not true. Y'all could say that it's true. Whatever the case is, just a theory. I don't know it definitively, so I don't need nobody saying, "Oh, you're slandering," and have a lawyer emailing me and all that bullshit. But I personally believe that Max Kellerman went through a tough little situation when he had gotten cut by ESPN because he used to be smoking Stephen A. Smith in them debates and shit like that. And I think it got to the point where Stephen A. Smith was power tripping over there at ESPN because he be slaving over there, so he got he on them them pink people good graces and shit, so they just let him do whatever he want because he one of the most you know consistent people over at ESPN. He's actually one of the more popular ones. He's one of the more he's one that's become a staple over there at ESPN. So I think he was power tripping. I think he didn't really like Max Kellerman. And I think when Terrell Owens told Stephen A that Max Kellerman is blacker than him, I think that's what made Stephen A hold some type of resentment and jealousy towards Max Kellerman. And then from there, he actually got Max Kellerman out the show. And for a little while, Max Kellerman was out of the spotlight. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get to why Max Kellerman doing all that defending this shit. It's pretty simple. But to continue on with my theory, I personally feel like Max Kellerman was away from the spotlight for a long time. And I think he came to this conclusion in his head that if he ever gets another opportunity to sign with a big network or get a big opportunity, he's not going to be as opinionated as he usually is. He's not going to be uncut, unfiltered. He's just going to follow the script. Why? Because when you follow the script, it seems like you end up keeping your job. When you kiss, when you're the teacher's pet, you usually get a lot of benefits from being the teacher's pet. When you're the ass kisser at work, you usually in your manager or your boss's good graces, and you usually get, promotions and shit like that. And I remember this girl, I'll never forget, when I first started working at the job that I'm at now, this girl, and I couldn't stand her. She was a skinny bitch with a fupa. Couldn't stand that bitch, bro. She was such a fucking weirdo. But back when I was trying to get to know her or at least give her the benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean, keeping it cool with her, she was like, if you really wanna do well here, just try to be cool with my manager's name at the time. I'm the only one that she calls outside of work, and just be cool with her and you could get whatever you want. And I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not a dick eater, Miss Ma'am. That's the shit that you do. You feel what I'm saying? That's what women do. They eat dick. You feel me? Like I'm not into none of that. Like as men, we carry it a little bit different over here. We got pride, we got masculinity to fall back on. So a woman being a dick eater, I mean, that's one of their roles as a heterosexual female. So you could go ahead and do that on your side. But me personally, it's like you either gonna rock with me or you're not. And if you don't fuck with me, then you know what I mean, and I end up getting nowhere because of you, I'll go get better opportunities elsewhere. I've done it many a times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really tripping about that. Anyways, not to get too uh carried away with my own situations, but to go back to Max Kellerman, I think that once he signed with the Ring, I think he had this he already had this in his head. It was like, bro, and they probably paid him so well. He's like, bro, there's no way I want to fuck this money up. Like, I gotta feed my family. You know what I'm saying? So he probably like, man, listen, I've been in the boxing game for many years. I earned my stripes, which he did. And the people gonna respect me because of my takes, regardless. So, if I follow this script and then I put some intellectual type points behind them, you know what I'm saying? People won't really see through my bullshit. But a motherfucker that's just as intelligent as you, know the game just as much as you, if not better, clearly sees that you selling out. And it's cool. A lot of these niggas do that. It is what it is. So when I see Max Kellerman defending Keyshawn for being a duck, we got to take into consideration that Max Kellerman works for The Ring. Keyshawn Davis is a Ring magazine ambassador. Why would he go against Keyshawn when they're both a part of the same entity? Why would they do that? Why would he go? Why when he's clearly pro Ring magazine? Because now he's just saying that if you don't have the Ring magazine, you're not a legit world champion. Like that. That's how far he's taking it. He's willing to diminish the IBF champion, the WBO, the WBA, the WBC. He's willing to downplay every single fighter who has earned that world title. In today's era, you notice he never really do it with the historic fighters. You know what I mean? Like the motherfuckers who had the WBC in the past and the WBA. In today's era, he's willing to diminish any world champion that has a fucking world title because they don't have the Ring magazine to go along with it. But if you got the Ring magazine title, oh my God, you are the best thing since sliced bread. That's how Max Kellerman be giving it up. So with Keyshawn Davis being a Ring magazine ambassador, Max Kellerman basically being an ambassador for the Ring as well, it would make sense for him to uplift the brother as opposed to downplaying him or diminishing his reputation. It's probably being told in that little earpiece he be wearing, yo, defend Keyshawn. Yo, uplift his name. Yo, don't say anything negative about him. And in his mind, he says, yes, Bosa. Yes, sir. And then he goes ahead and he just follows the fucking script. You feel me? So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Max Kellerman is doing. You feel me? Not at all. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Yo, Z, I'm gonna tell you something real quick. Not to get sidetracked. But I just want to say this real quick. Yeah, fuck these corporations. Yeah, these corporations ain't shit. And when you don't kiss their ass and you got your own life, bro, I got so many stories about that dumb bitch I used to work for at my own, at the job that I was working at. Bro, I have a chronic illness, right? And there's times where, and y'all, I've been transparent about my health issues and shit like that. There's times where like I may take a couple of days off from the live. It's rare. But to prioritize my health, I fall back, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll go live without the camera being on, just laying in bed and talking to y'all because, like, my health be so bad that it literally interferes with my ability to speak, my ability to think. Like, if y'all was to look up the symptoms of what I got, y'all be like, bro, how the fuck is this nigga doing all the shit that he's doing? You know what I mean? They're like, I'm the definition of resiliency. So I remember the one time I had to call out one fucking day, bro. I had to call out on a Saturday, right? And they told me that I will rotate Saturdays. Then they fucking lied to me and had me working every Saturday, right? So I called out one fucking Saturday. And the position, it was a part-time position, but they was giving me like full-time hours. I'm like, all right, cool. So I call out that one Saturday. She ain't say nothing. I walk in Monday morning. And she was like, oh, well, what happened with why didn't you come in Saturday? I didn't have to give her an exact reason, to be honest. It's not her fucking business. If I had PTO, I could call out and don't have to explain shit to you. And I've heard that from other managers. But me being the transparent person that I am, I told her. So I had a bad little flare-up. I had a rest. I had to take care of that. This bitch knew from the very beginning that I had a chronic illness, right? She gonna go ahead and say, oh, well, I don't know what's going on with your lifestyle. Bro, to this day, I don't know how I snapped. That's how you know I have like a real big respect for women, bro. Because if that would have been a man, that shit would have escalated for sure. And knowing me, I don't know what the fuck would have happened. You know what I mean? My mom probably would have been getting my bail money ready and shit. But I don't know what's going on with your lifestyle, but since you calling out Saturdays, we just gonna reduce your hours. What? Fuck you mean my lifestyle, bitch? I got health issues. Shit that I gotta deal with for the rest of my life. Something that there ain't no fucking cure for, allegedly. So this is shit that I gotta deal with, and you think working at this funky ass fucking building is more important than me prioritizing my health? From then on, bro, I never spoke to her. They would invite me out to like certain events. I would never go. You know what I mean? She always would try to make conversations with me. I refused to talk to her. You know what I mean? I swear to God, bro, I did from then on until she left, I did the absolute bare minimum because there was no respect there at that point. She never apologized. Bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. Like I should have, looking back, I should have snitched on her, bro. I should have really had went to HR and was like, yo, this is what the fuck she just did. You feel what I'm saying? And they heard it. So the shit was just crazy to me. I'm like, did she really just disrespect me like that? Then they knew I had my own boxing gym, right? Business owner, right? And one thing that these managers hate is when you got a life outside of your job. I don't give a fuck what they tell you. Oh, we care about social life and work balance. They're fucking liars. They want you to be slaves to the company that is employing them. So I remember the manager was off that day. I had asked to leave early because I had to attend to a fight at the gym, right? They let me go. It was no fucking problem. We do a morning huddle that next day, and she gonna go, bro. I'm trying to tell you, she was a disrespectful bitch, bro. Real disrespectful. She gonna say, "Oh, just to let you know, guys, I know we got different things that we like to do at work. There's other things that we enjoy doing in life and stuff like that. But, to be honest, if you're making more money here than you are outside of this job, then this should be the main focus." I straight looked at this bitch like, what? I make more money at the gym than I make here, bitch. What are you talking about? Allegedly. Allegedly. You know what I mean? For my pocket watchers out there. I got a few of them. Like, first of all, who the fuck are you to tell motherfuckers what they need to focus on in their personal life? Like the arrogance of these bitches, bro. Just be crazy. Then you want to speak like, bro, she done violated so many times, bro. I could have really, bro, I swear to God, bro, I could have really like lawyered up and really tripped just off of the strength of the disrespect this bitch had. Oh my God. Bro, they used to be hating, bro. And then when I first applied to the job, they seen on my resume that I was a business owner. The security guard at my job had told me that they looked up my website and was looking up videos on me. Then they act like they don't know nothing about you. Like, y'all weird, cuz like I'm the type nigga, if I do research on you, I'm like, oh man, I was looking, I was doing some research on you and I came across X, Y, and Z. I hate when niggas be doing their research, then they fall back and act like they don't know who you are, where you came from. Like, nigga, you did your research and you found what you found. If you type my name on Google right now, a whole bunch of shit is gonna come up about me because I really be out here working. Interviews everywhere, websites, all types of shit. My name is associated with a lot of things in the boxing world. So it's like, I'm not hard to find. I'm not hard to find on social media. I'm not hard to find on Google. None of that. So, bro, these niggas be hating, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm that type of like, like one of my homies, one of my colleagues, he an actor. So I had looked up some shit and I seen that he was in a couple movies, small time movies, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? He working, he gonna get there eventually. But he been in some small movies. I'm like, yo, bro, I seen he was like, oh yeah, I did. How you know about that? I said, bro, I looked you up, bro. I seen it. Oh, bro, that's dope, man. I appreciate that. Bro, I'm not that arrogant ass nigga that nose in the air. You know what I mean? Don't fuck with nobody, don't know nobody. Like if I fuck with you, I mean, I'm gonna see what you got going on and all that, and I'm gonna salute you on what you do. You feel me? That's just me. But yo, she was a fucking bitch, bro. I swear, she was the worst like boss I ever worked for. Like hands down, no debating. Couldn't stand her, bro. Jesus Christ, just thinking about her just gets me in a rage. I remember I used to come home and my girl be like, "What's wrong?" And I just be, shout out to my girl, bro. She's amazing, bro. Just outside of her just being a beautiful person, she'll literally sit there and listen to me vent for like 45, 50 minutes straight, bro. Just airing this bitch out. She wouldn't even say a word. She just watched me the whole time. She probably like, yeah, this nigga crazy, like something off with this nigga. But she'll listen to every single word I say. She'll ask little questions here and there and just listen. Man, to the women out there, man, sometimes all we need is an ear. You know what I mean? The ones who shut the fuck up, listen, and get an understanding of you. Shout out to them women. Shout out to the ones who really be there for their man and just don't be putting up posts on social media acting like a wife whole time. They ain't shit. You feel me? Shout out to the real women out there. Shout out to the cooperative women. Shout out to the submissive women. Shout out to the feminine women. You feel me? Y'all be making a man feel like they could carry the world, man. A really good woman will make you come to the realization like, yo, love ain't that bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like life not that bad. You feel me? But anyways, I ain't even talking about this boxing shit right now. I ain't that about a thing. But let's get into the boxing talk. Finally, after a half hour of just ranting. Shout out to my people that's in the building supporting me regardless. That shit definitely is a great feeling. So we're gonna be talking about the man, one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing today, and that's Devin the Dream Haney. You know, Devin Haney has been taking a little bit of time now to try to figure out exactly what's going on with his career in terms of signing with a network. You know what I mean? Initially, we had heard he was signing with Zuffa. Then, you know, he ended up signing with the Zone instead. And, you know, he was trying to line up fights with guys like, you know, Rolly Romero. You know what I mean? I remember a little bit ago, he was trying to line up that Ryan Garcia fight. And, you know, that fell through. Then the Rolly fight fell through. You know, it just seemed like he was just trying to figure out where he was trying to get. Like I remember they was trying to get a Lewis Crocker fight, they couldn't get that. You know what I mean? Even the most recent fight, you know, the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevenson situation, we don't have to go through none of that. But you know, now it seems like Devin Haney is in preliminary talks with the new 147-pound IBF world champion, Liam Paro, two-division world champion who just came off of one of the biggest wins of his career against Lewis Crocker. It seems like Devin Haney and Paro are reportedly in talks for welterweight unification. Now, what I want to say just off of this alone, man, shout out to Devin Haney, bro. I know a lot of people don't really like to hear that because they have a deep resentment for the man. Me personally, I had a father, I had a supportive father, just like he had a supportive father. I don't really see anything wrong with him. When it comes to, you know, I don't really see anything wrong with Devin Haney. Is he like my favorite fighter? No, he's not. But I have a lot of respect for him and what he contributes to the sport of boxing. I respect his mentality and I respect his father. You know what I'm saying? For how hard he pushes his son and how hard he just goes for his son overall, man. Like that's something that I strive to do. You know, my son, when he gets of age and he decides what he wants to do with his life and, you know, the things that he's passionate about, like I pray to God that I'm fortunate enough in life to get to that point where, you know, my son is expressing different interests. You know what I mean? Whether he wants to be a musician, a chef, or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? A mechanic, whatever he truly feels like he wants to do in life. I really hope to God that I am blessed enough to be on this earth in order to help him achieve his dreams. You know what I'm saying? So I got a different type of respect for Bill Haney and meeting him in person, man. You know what I mean? The way he was supporting his youngest son, you know, Sean Haney, when he fought in his second amateur fight at Pivot Boxing Academy. Who got that done? That's me. you know what I'm saying, pull some strings, was able to get that shit done. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? Pivot Boxing Academy will always be known as one of the first places that the young Sean Haney was able to continue, pursue his amateur boxing career at. They don't know that. They don't know we brought the Haneys to the trenches, man. We brought the Haneys to the Badlands section of North Philadelphia, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers can't say that, man. Who brought the Haneys to the trenches? That too. But anyways, man, I wish Devin would have came through, but it's cool. They probably would have mobbed him, to be honest, because they was mobbing Bill low key in Philly. And Philly was showing Bill a lot of love. So for all the hate this nigga get on the internet, y'all was showing him a whole lot of love when y'all seen him in person. But anyways, what's my reaction to Devin Haney and Liam Paro being in, talks for a welterweight unification fight? I love it. I love it, man. As boxing fans, this is shit that we should be looking forward to seeing. And I'm seeing people say, oh, Devin's really about to. Devin Haney was trying to fight Shakur and he was trying to fight Keyshawn, but he ended up fighting Africa's leftovers. First of all, just because, like, I hate this notion that because somebody lost, they're automatically somebody's leftovers. Granted, can it be looked at that way from a pessimistic point of view? Yeah, it can. I've even, been guilty in saying that previously. However, we're not about to sit here and act like Liam Paro didn't just bounce back off of that loss from Hitchens and became world champion again. And actually did something that Hitchens hasn't been able to do to date, and that is become a 2-division world champion. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Liam Paro because it seems like he has a similar mentality to Devin Haney in terms of being willing to face any and every one. You know what I'm saying? Taking on the challenges and not backing away from the smoke. You feel what I'm saying? Like Liam Paro, he good for that. He good for that. Like, I always have respect for Liam Paro. That man went up against a prime Subriel Matias in Puerto Rico and did damn near the unthinkable. There were some people that was like, yo, like Liam Paro could rumble though, man. But I'm like, nah, Subriel he can't keep Subriel up off him. And guess what? That motherfucker proved me wrong. And clearly beat Subriel in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, he did that. Then he went right into the smoke with Richardson Hitchens in Puerto Rico again. You know what I mean? He ain't take no light touches. He ain't do any of that. Went right into the smoke. So you got to get that man Liam Paro respect for what he's been doing in the sport, even coming up, beating up. And I think he stopped Montana Love, who was an upcoming, they was looking at him as like the next Adrian Broner, Montana Love, that flashy Ohio nigga who, got a little bit of pop on their punches, a showman and all that bullshit. Man, Liam Paro destroyed that dude's career, man. You know what I mean? So, and Liam Paro is very game. So, do I think he beats Devin Haney? Fuck no. I don't think he beats Devin Haney at all. I think that Devin Haney absolutely outclasses him. Liam Paro is somebody who likes to box. He likes to play chess. And I think that Devin Haney is one of the ultimate chess players in the sport of boxing today. I think he's one of the best pure boxers with speed, athleticism, great conditioning, just discipline overall, man, from a mental aspect, very focused in the ring. You could perceive Devin Haney as being cautious, you know what I mean? Especially in certain fights, you could definitely point out, oh, he was being a little careful. But very calculated, very intelligent, high IQ, very experienced for his age. For Devin Haney to be 28 years old and be pretty much being pro since he was 15, 16 years old, he's been in there with a lot of vets. Been in there with a lot of fighters who have won world titles and, are very experienced in the ring. So if you fight a lot of experienced motherfuckers over time, you become that experienced motherfucker. You feel me? So I think he has mostly all of the advantages that you could possibly have against an opponent and, Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro got an uphill battle, but nonetheless, it's a great fight. And as boxing fans, we should want to see one champion in every division in the sport of boxing, from 105 all the way up to heavyweight. So if we got to see a unification fight, with Devin Haney and Liam Paro in order to get closer to having one champion in the welterweight division, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? And we can't sit here and act like Devin Haney didn't make the efforts necessary to try to unify them titles. He tried to fight Rolly Romero. You know what I mean? They offered him a nice little split. They were talking, and then they later found out that there was no guarantees. Who the fuck outside of PBC fighters fights for no guarantees? I'm not doing that. Me personally, I don't give a fuck how bad I want a title. If a nigga tell me that there ain't no guarantees and you eat what you kill, nah, that's not how I do business, brother. Like that's like those commission jobs. Like, oh, you don't get paid per hour. You get paid off of what you sell. All right, so if I don't sell so if I put in 8 hours of work and I don't get a single sale throughout the day, I'm not getting paid a penny. Get the fuck out of here. You tripping. You're tripping. That's not how I do business. Not at all. I'm not about to take a job and hope that I make $1 today or make 40% of a company's sales while they just sit back and collect 60% without raising a finger. You got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So love the unification fight between Devin Haney and Liam Paro. Hopefully that fight gets done. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a great fight. And wouldn't it just be so funny if they brought it back to Australia? Wouldn't that just be so funny if they bring it back to Australia? Because at this point, Devin Haney got a little fan base out there in Australia. He fought over there 2 times in back-to-back fights with George Kambosos. So if he was to go back down there and avenge Earl Spencer's loss to Tim Tszyu, that'd be absolutely outstanding to me. I think that'd be excellent work. You know what I mean? To go ahead and beat up on a what they call them Aussies. You know what I mean? To beat up on a fellow Aussie and take his world title. Like one of the most memorable ones for me was when Tevin Farmer went over to Australia and he beat up on, was that Billy Dibb? I think it was Billy Dibb, and Tevin Farmer took his IBF title out in Australia. You know what I mean? Did his thing. I mean, Devin Haney went over to Australia, beat up on Kambosos twice, did his thing, and became undisputed. So if Devin Haney were to go ahead and go back to Australia and take that IBF off of Liam Paro, that'd be phenomenal, man. That's something that I definitely want to see. Low-key, Kambosos is the best Aussie boxer of all time. Is he really? I don't know, man. I don't think I mean, if all you had to do is beat Teofimo Lopez to be the greatest boxer out your country, they ain't really like a compliment. That just means that them Aussie niggas ain't really doing shit over there. Like, is he better than Costa Tszyu? Costa Tszyu's from Australia, right? Because Tim Tszyu's from Australia, so I'm assuming Costa's from there. Yeah, Tim Tszyu dad is. That's what I was about to say, Conscious. Because when I think of the best fighter from Australia of all time, the first person I'm thinking about is Costa Tszyu. I think Costa Tszyu beating Zab Judah better than Kambosos beating Teofimo. Yeah. Man, fuck that. Zab Judah, Zab Judah was the truth. Fuck you talking about? Jai Opatai already, yeah, Costa beat Cesar Chavez. I forgot about that. Completely forgot about Chavez. El Gran Campeón de Mexico. Yes, sir. Man, Chavez a fucking monster on Undisputed, bro. I love fighting with Chavez. No fucking body shots, bro. He love that shit. Off the jab, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. Then you bring that right hook around. Bah, bah. Then you bring the hook up. Bah, bah. His punches be fluid, bro. But to this day on Undisputed, my favorite fighter to fight with is 2011 Canelo Alvarez. Love how the way he fight on there, bro. Love his combinations, his hand speed, the hooks. Man, that's still my favorite fighter to fight with. I like Sugar Ray Robinson too, but 2011 Canelo Alvarez is my favorite so far. You gotta buy the Bam. I gotta buy Bam Rodriguez, John. Chavez was old, but still counts. He was born in Russia, later moved to Australia. So yeah, Australia adopts him. I didn't know he was born in Russia though. I was doing some research because I was talking it over with my homies, and I'm like, yo, like, Roberto Duran not Mexican? They're like, nah, he from Panama. I'm like, bro, I swore I heard coming up that the nigga was Mexican. Like I heard the Panama shit, but I'm like, bro, I heard that he was Mexican though. Like, nah, man, he from Panama, man. Huh? So I went and did some research. Man, Roberto Duran mother was either, I think it was the mother was Mexican or the dad, one of them. One of his parents was a straight Mexican. I'm like, damn, like that's how you know, like Mexicans don't play that shit. They don't play that shit, bro. Like Roberto Duran half, and they refuse to acknowledge him as a Mexican. I'm like, bro, that should be somebody that y'all want to adopt. Like that should be somebody that y'all want to acknowledge as like a great Mexican fighter. Like Mexico don't play that shit. If you weren't born there, they do not fuck with you, bro. They don't even give a fuck if you're a Mexican American. If you're not from the country, they do not fuck with you. That shit is crazy to me. Them niggas said fuck Oscar De La Hoya. I'm like, y'all should want him to be Mexican. Like, what the fuck? Like, Oscar De La Hoya was cold. He was a fucking animal. Like, have y'all ever seen young Oscar De La Hoya, bro? He's a fucking beast. Y'all don't want to acknowledge him. Y'all don't want to acknowledge David Benavidez with the shit that he doing right now. These Mexicans be picky, bro. Yeah, like, you see how quick Puerto Rico adopts Shakur. Puerto Rico, I mean, soon as Shakur put that Puerto Rican flag on his trunk, especially for the T.O. fight, Puerto Rico started going crazy. Yeah, our fellow Boricua Shakur, best fighter in the world. Puerto Rico be so happy. As long as you acknowledge them, they show you love. Mexico be like, are you from here? No, well, get the fuck out of here then. Like bro, the cartel used to threaten Oscar De La Hoya, bro. He used to be in training camp. The cartel used to pull up to his training camp and was like, yo, if you hurt Chavez, man, we gonna like threatening his family and all types of shit. Niggas don't even know that. Like the cartel was pulling up the Big Bear and was like, yo, if you hurt our champion, we gonna hurt you and your family. Oscar used to have to deal with that, bro. And you know what? Oscar ain't give a fuck. That's how you know he was crazy. Oh, the cartel is threatening my family off of this fight. Like the average nigga be like, you know what? I ain't fighting this nigga, like my family life on the line. Like Oscar was like, man, fuck what these niggas talking about. I'm about to fuck Chavez up. Went in there, whooped Chavez ass twice. There you go, fuck, bro. Chavez probably told them niggas stand down though. You feel me? Because he admitted, he's like, bro, these are like, I mean, y'all saying I'm affiliated with the cartel. Like, bro, I grew up with these people. Like, these my childhood friends. I can't help who they became. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. They said, yo, Silks, my dad was telling me a story about how Chavez and Hector Camacho fought, right? And they said Camacho after the fight, you know, Chavez beat Camacho and shit. I think. I ain't watched that fight in a long time. My brain fried. My fault, y'all. But they said that they met each other in the hotel room, and you know they both was known for fucking with them white lines and shit. So they said when Camacho walked into Chavez hotel room, they said that all the fucking bosses of the cartels is in that hotel room. Mind you, these niggas is actively beefing with each other, like they killing each other's families. But just off of the strength of Chavez, them niggas was in there together, just politicking, chilling. And Chavez told them niggas, yo, fuck all this conversation. Where the coke at? The nigga said, hey, y'all niggas doing all this talking. Bro, where is the cocaine? And they said them niggas party from that Sunday night all the way to the next Sunday. They said them niggas party for 7 days straight and don't remember none of that shit. Woo-wee. They said, ooh-wee, bro. If you party 7 days straight, bro, that's how you know that was some good shit. You don't remember none of it? Oh, yeah. They don't make shit like that no more. Chavez said he said his coke habit got so bad he used to sneak in the rooms. He used to sneak in the rooms in his houses, like while he was with his family. He used to sneak in the rooms to get a quick hit. That shit crazy, bro. But yeah, I mean, random, useless facts to be honest with you, but that's what they said happened. You feel me? So it is what it is. Yeah, Tricks, I seen that Mexican streamer shit. Yeah, they killed him on camera. There be some wild shit that be happening in these streams, man. I seen that shit with Perez Hilton. Twitter just be wild, bro. It's a different world. This motherfucker Perez Hilton cut himself up on live, and you remember them scream masks that you used to get for Halloween, and like you hit like, and it's like blood just coming down the mask, like the little red shit they had inside the mask that'll come trickling down, and it, you know what I'm saying, bro? That's exactly how he looked, bro. That man had blood from the top of his head all the way down. They ain't showing. From the video I saw, they said he was naked. I ain't see him like that, bro. This boy had blood from his forehead all the way down his body, and he kept cutting himself. I was like, bro, what is wrong with these niggas, bro? Like, mental health issues is very much real. You feel me? I think a lot of people ignored it coming up, but now it's a lot of awareness behind it. But bro, I can't fathom being that down bad mentally where I resort to doing shit like that. I'm not saying that it's impossible. You know what I mean? Anything could happen to anybody. But bro, what the fuck happened for you to do that to yourself, bro? Like that shit is just like mind-boggling to me. What did you experience? What did you see that has you like so down bad that you willing to do that to yourself? And the nigga was saying shit like, oh, this shit hurts, but it feels good. Like, what? That shit is, bro, like, prayers out to all my people out there, man. People who suffer from mental health issues and, people who engage in self-harm. Like, I see little signs, bro, and a lot of people go through it more than they speak on. Like, I ain't gonna get into specifics, but I seen somebody personally recently that was such a positive person, nice. You know what I mean? I basically know the person at this point like pretty well, but then one thing they can't cover up is them scars, and that whole forearm was slashed like in rows, and I'm like, well, I already know what that is. Like that's crazy, man. But I'm really sending my prayers out to y'all, man. That's crazy, bro. I really hope whatever is hurting y'all or traumatizing y'all or putting y'all through these little episodes, I really hope that y'all heal from that, because you know what I mean, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I'm so, you know what's crazy though, Josue? Like, I'm so desensitized because I don't like traumatic shit like that don't even trigger me no more. I don't see so much crazy shit on the internet that it really be like clockwork for me. I just be like, oh, okay, yeah. Somebody just fucking jumped off a building. Oh, okay. Somebody just got blown up by a fucking drone strike. Oh, all right, oh, look, somebody just fucking blew they fucking head clean off their shoulders. Oh, okay, somebody just got ran over by a fucking 18-wheeler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done seen it all. And I done seen shit with my own eyes too. So it's like, when I see shit like that, that's just like, oh, wow. Then you just go back to doing what the fuck you were doing. At my old job, a nigga dropped dead right in front of me. That's how I knew something was wrong. Like, old head just walked in. RIP to him, man. I didn't even get to know his name. He was grasping onto the wall. The security guard was like, "Oh, you okay?" He was grabbing his arm and shit like that. And from there, I should have known that was a sign. And you know what I mean? They sat him down in that chair. He was making all types of noises, and then he just passed out. Never woke up. I was like, what? What was so crazy was they was not trying to let us go home. Oh, you can go to a different branch. Bro, I just watched somebody check. You think I want to fucking work right now? You silly ass nigga. So I said all of that shit to say, bro. Bro, seeing shit like that on video, I done seen a lot worse, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out to my boy Dua in the building. He said, honestly, a lot of these mental problems be spiritual. It's stuff that happened to people. That's stuff that would have never happened to them. Wait, you said it's stuff that happened to people. That's stuff that would have never happened to them. It's sad to see, man. Can you elaborate on that, brother? I'm kind of confused by what you mean by that. If I'm being slow, let me know. My boy Silks Bando said, remember the situation where Floyd and his homie took himself out on a car? Yeah, the boy R.I.P. Earl Hayes. They said it was a murder-suicide. There was little rumors around that it was infidelity with his wife, and they said Trey Songz. I don't know what the fuck happened, bro. That was just a rumor that was going around, and they said Floyd was trying to convince him to not do anything, but his mind was already made up, and he did what he did. That's an unfortunate situation, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's devastating. That's a big fear of mine. It's like I would never want anybody around me, close to me, whatever, family, not family, to have a partner like that that's willing to go that far because of an argument or a disagreement or the ending of a relationship. Like that shit is common, and that's sad, bro. Like I'm sorry, bro. Like if that same situation was to happen to me, it's like, all right, bro, like I'm not gonna harm you. Like I don't got that type of bone in my body. It's just we just never gonna be a thing again. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't trust you, and I'm gonna just go about my way. That's it. Like if I was to ever be in them shoes, all right, my girl cheating, whatever. All right. You know what I mean? Like, of course I'm gonna be hurt by it, but I'm not gonna take it no violent way. You just gotta go your way, I go my way. You know what I mean? We take the time to decompress and let go and continue on with life. But to go that far is like insane to me. Like that's crazy. Did I see the Funky Town video? No, I didn't. Mio Perra. I hope I said your name right. He said all the fucking money spent in wars and can't take care. Yeah, I ain't even about to get into that because I stayed away from the political shit for a while, but I got a homie that's like real political. Shout out to my homie P. And he be informing me on, educating me on shit that be going on. I'm like, yo, I see why people be so frustrated and be ready to die about this politics shit, because there's a lot of fucked up shit that be going on out here, man. Now, mind you, granted, I don't think that any of this shit out here is worth risking your life for. You know what I mean? But the fact that I ain't gonna get into it. You know what I mean? They'll shut my channel down if I start talking about that shit. You know what I mean? What do I think of the Pitbull Nestor Bravo fight? I don't really know too much about Nestor Bravo, to be honest with you. I would have to do some homework on him to really give you like a educated analysis on that fight, to be real. But Pitbull Cruz, most likely, if I had to guess, Nestor Bravo definitely ain't no outboxer. Just based off of I'm not trying to discriminate based off of his name, but just based off of his name, he sound Hispanic. And Eastside Cruz do whatever he can to avoid them outboxers. So yeah, as a matter of fact, let me look at, I probably know who he is if I type his name in. Nestor Bravo. And by the way, he's actually a Puerto Rican. Okay. Would I recognize him from any fights? Let me see. Jonathan Perez. No. I don't really know any of his opponents. I know Will Madera because I remember Felix Verdejo fought him before. I remember Felix Verdejo. I was a huge fan of Felix Verdejo. I recognize this name. He got I can't pronounce his name. It's that African dude. Is it Zilisani Ndonjeni? I can't pronounce his name, bro. I really can't. But he fought Tito Mercado. It was actually the only dude that Tito Mercado hasn't stopped in his career. That's how I know who he is. Pedro Campa. All right, he knocked out Pedro Campa. Now he's fighting Eastside Cruz. I don't really know what to make of that. But the fact that the WBC interim is on the line, bro, the WBC want Pitbull to win. That's all I'll take from that. They want him to win. He said, "Be careful, Mark. You know they own." I think you meant to say own this whole shit. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm keeping my opinions to myself, bro. My boy Z said, "Damn, I just disconnected with my girl, and I be thinking like that, but I be knowing that shit lame, and the relationship isn't the end of the world. It's not. It's the end to that world. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta look at this shit. You gotta look at this life shit like chapters in your life. Your book is in my opinion, your book is already written. You know what I mean? You know, if you're blessed enough by God to live a long life, then you know what I mean, you might have a motherfucking Harry Potter book that you just living through right now. You know what I mean? And you know that however long you was with that person is just a chapter in your life, bro. You know what I mean? There's so much life to live, you know, outside of that relationship. There's so much shit that's worth being alive for. You know, if you was to really sit down with somebody who was looking to harm themselves or harm somebody else, whether you suicidal, homicidal, whatever the case is, if you were to tell them to write down things that were plaguing their life and things that they were actually grateful for in their life, the things that you'll be grateful for will significantly outweigh the shit that you're currently upset about. I was reading this story about people who survived jumping off of the Golden Gate Bridge. Because that's like unfortunately, that's like one of the most popular places to unalive yourself, apparently. And when they interviewed those people, they all shared the same fucking thoughts when they jumped, right? And they all said that as soon as they jumped, they immediately regretted it. That, you know, it may have sounded like an enticing thing to do prior to jumping, but once they jumped, they realized that it really wasn't that serious. And it just made me think about the ones who didn't survive. Because in all honesty, they were probably thinking the same thing and they weren't able to turn back what they did. So they just had to go through that consequence. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, whatever you upset about, whatever it is that got you, you know, all in your head and thinking about doing something, bro, it's never worth it. And, you know, I remember they had this little campaign where it's like, it gets better. I mean, it's true. It's true. You know what I'm saying? It's true. And life does get better. There is things out here, you know, that's worth being around for. You know, your kids, your family. You know, there's a whole world out here that's ready for you to explore. You know what I mean? Like you have that luxury to travel the world, meet different people, you know, learn about different cultures, and there's so many different things that you could partake in as well. I mean, it just sucks that, you know, the mental health issues be so real that they don't even take these things into consideration. Like, bro, when you had them thoughts, like you don't think about your kids, bro. You don't. You know what I mean, like you don't think about how your son would feel. That's the first thing I think about cause there be moments where I just be like, bro, like this nigga, like I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of people that's really lucky that my son is here. I really came to that conclusion because thank God, and this just came with maturity and age, I guess. Before I do some stupid shit, it's like, would this benefit my son? I don't even talk about me. You feel me? I'm like, how would Micah feel about this? You feel me? And if it's a negative response, then there's no use in doing it because it's not worth it. There's nothing worth me losing time with my son. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? That's and nobody really knows. You could guess. I mean, you could make false claims like, yeah, I'm gonna be here in 5 years. You don't know if you're gonna be here in 2 years. You don't know if you're gonna be here next month. You don't know if you're gonna be here tomorrow. So while I have this time here, I'm gonna make sure that, you know what I mean, I'm here for my son. If God allows me to be here for 50 more years, then you know what I mean, I'm grateful. You know what I mean? If he only allows me to have 2 more months, then that's something that I just have to deal with. I fulfill my purpose, and there's no uh point of me being on this earth anymore. I fulfill my duties. You feel me? So, long story short, man, if it's not beneficial to you and and the people that you love, don't do it. It's really not. Bro, yeah. I mean, look, the reality is, bro, this boxing shit is the boxing news is very slow. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, when you get into open boxing topics, I don't mind it. Uh, but yeah, man, like this one of them lives where we could just talk about whatever, whenever. You know what I mean? My boy Dawaj said, I used to struggle with them type of thoughts. It's a dark world to live in. I'm forever grateful that I got out of it. My heart grieves for those that go through the same things I used to. And salute to you, brother, for being strong enough and being resilient enough to get past that dark stage in your life. Because unfortunately, a lot of people don't get through that. So the fact that you were able to do so, that's a testament to how, first of all, you're supposed to be here, and two, how strong you are as a person. Pat yourself on the back, man. You a champ for sure. Uh, my boy Z said, "Damn, Mark, thank you. To be honest, these lives are the only thing I'll be looking forward to. I'm 19, so having a girl I've been with since I started high school, not being with her feels hollow. I mean, look, you young and you very inexperienced in this shit called life. You feel what I'm saying? I'm inexperienced in this shit that we call life. But I got about 9 years on you, and in them 9 years, I done learned a whole lot and been through a whole lot of shit, especially when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. Some of this shit was out of my control. Some of the shit I fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? You live and you learn, and one thing you got to understand real quick, bro, and just based off of what you're saying, brother, you need to go explore and find what your true purpose is in life. Because the fact that you believe that you feel like your life is hollow without your girl, that means that you spent more time being with that woman than actually taking time with yourself and getting to understand what your purpose is, you know, what your purpose is in life. You know what I mean? You gotta go find out what your purpose is, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like there should be no reason why. And I'm not talking shit or anything like that. I'm just letting you know. You should you be hurt from a breakup? Yes. Should you be upset about a breakup? Yes. Like those are all normal feelings. But hollow, it sounds like you have nothing else to really lean on outside of that. You know what I'm saying? So I think you need to take this time while you alone, you single, whatever the case is. Don't be no serial dater or somebody who needs to be in a relationship or somebody who's scared to be alone. Fuck all of that. Learn how to be alone. Figure out what your true purpose is in this life. Go all into that. And the person that you're looking for eventually will find his way over to you. I truly believe in that. If you were aligned, and this is I've always had a strong relationship with God. I mean, I'm not the most religious person, but I do have a relationship with God. And I truly feel like God not gonna make you miss out on the opportunity that was meant for you. God is gonna find a way to align that person with you. Your goals, you know what I mean? If you work for him, God will bless you with the opportunity. You gotta be humble enough and gracious enough to be thankful to him. You feel me? So, you know, that's just what I think. Yeah, and bro, a lot of Z, the reality is a lot of people lose themselves in relationships, man. You know what I mean? Especially men. We be so caught up in satisfying women that we don't even take, how we feel into consideration. You know what I mean? I remember Meek Mill said that shit in a song. He said, trying to please a bitch, it almost drove me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of men go through that because they feel like if they're not catering to their woman, they feel less of a man. When in reality, you should be putting yourself first and making sure that you're happy before anybody else is happy. If you're not happy, how the fuck you gonna go about living your life? Not in a positive way. You know what I mean? So I mean, do for you, figure out the things that make you happy. You know what I mean? Explore different hobbies, different interests, invest into them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be all right, champ. You know what I mean? You just left high school, bro. You feel me? Now I was 19, I was in college, um, hanging on to a relationship at the time that I should have been let go of, delivering food, account overdrafted, you know, all the time. I was going through tough shit around that time too. Chronic illness. I got sick around when I was 19, 20 years old. I mean, I was boxing, but that's when my health started deteriorating and stuff like that. Yeah, I was lost at that age too. There's nothing wrong with that. And I ain't got it all figured out right now neither, but you know what I mean? Every day you just gotta keep climbing, keep climbing. You may not ever actually figure out what this shit, what this life shit is about, but you gotta keep grinding until you find your purpose, brother. That's all I'm gonna say. My boy Tricks in the building said thoughts on Jai fighting Noel on the Ryan undercard. It was just a very confusing situation, Tricks, to be honest with you, because I could have sworn that Noel was gonna fight David Benavidez. That's what I thought. But it seems like Zuffa and them, and that's probably why Dana White posted that picture of him smoking a cigar and he wrote like big news or something like that. Because they may have just stolen that fight from David Benavidez and PBC and them. You feel me? That's what I take it as. That's how I interpreted that message. A lot of people thought it was because he had signed like Usman or Magomedov and shit like that, but I think it was really because he had his Zuffa boxing gear on. He didn't have his UFC gear on. He had Zuffa boxing gear on. I think that was pertaining to Zuffa boxing, and I think it was Jai Opetaia fighting the WBC cruiserweight champion of the world and basically taking that unification fight from David Benavidez. So salute to Zuffa boxing for doing being sneaky and taking an opportunity away from David Benavidez. David Benavidez got to figure out what he's gonna do next. Basically, they're putting pressure on David Benavidez to eventually fight a Zuffa fighter, because if Jai goes ahead and beats Noel and becomes the Ring Magazine and WBC cruiserweight champion of the world, in order for David to become undisputed at cruiserweight, like I've heard him say before, he's gonna have to fight a Zuffa fighter. So that was a smart move by Dana White and them. It's gonna be interesting to see exactly what David Benavidez does next. He does have 2 of the major world titles. I don't know what's going on with the IBF cruiserweight title. They did take it from Jai. Jai's taking them to court right now. So I don't know if they plan on giving it back or what. I couldn't tell you. But maybe see what's going on with the IBF. I don't know, man. Or go back down to 175 and see what's going on. It seemed like Artur Beterbiev is available because Bivol just had another surgery. Go after Artur Beterbiev. See what he's talking about, because he's making it seem like he wants smoke with you. So if you want to go ahead and get that fight going, I wouldn't be mad at that. That's a banger. And even though Artur Beterbiev is older, and Benavidez may very well wash him, to be honest with you, probably stop Artur, maybe. It's still a good win on the resume because he only lost to one person. Yeah, he's in his 40s, but he's one of the biggest punchers in the sport of boxing. He's one of the best finishers in the sport of boxing. And if David get out of pocket, Artur can make him pay for it. So it is what it is. My boy Josue, I heard Noel got stripped though. Did he? So what the fuck they fighting for? The Zuffa belt? If they strip Noel of that WBC title, bro, Jai fighting him is absolutely pointless. Because then that just becomes a fucking a title defense for the Ring Magazine, and you're defending your Zuffa title? Like, the fuck is Noel's not even relevant if you don't if he doesn't have that WBC title on his waist. Keep it real. J Cash, what up? I think Benavidez gonna beat Artur up. That's what I think will happen because he's significantly faster than Artur. So and David Benavidez got underrated reflexes too. And it's something about how the way he keeps his range, keeps people at the end of his punches where he doesn't really get hit that much. Definitely gonna have to cover up that. He gonna have to keep his defense on point because Artur rips to the body. He don't even look like he turned his punches over all the way. He's just very strong and very heavy handed. So David got to be on point, man. David gonna have to let his offense, let his defense be his offense. Let his hands go, punch combinations, and keep Artur on the defense, man. Because Artur is dangerous, just regardless how old he is. He getting stripped of the WBC according to reports. Well, if that's the case, then Benavidez might have not taken the L after all. Because what the WBC going to do is throw that vacant title at Benavidez or somebody in the WBC rankings at cruiserweight. He going to end up grabbing that belt. He might become undisputed without seeing Ja. Ain't that some shit? David fighting the interim champion for the full title. Is that facts? I haven't seen no official reports on that yet. My boy Josue said, yo, Mark, Top Rank has a date saved for October 24th. I think that's potentially the day we get Navarrete versus Shaq. Well, I did see that it was in San Antonio, Texas. Why San Antonio? I'm not too sure. I know that it is, Texas is close to Mexico, obviously. Shaq is from Houston. I don't know how far Houston is from San Antonio. Let me see. How far is Houston, Texas from San Antonio?
Houston, Texas is about 1,000.
No. How far is Houston, Texas from San Antonio? It's about a 3-hour drive, so it's not close at all. Shit. October 24th, Navarrete versus Shock. That's a big fucking fight. At least, for hardcore boxing fans. It's a hell of a fight. To be honest, I don't know who wins that. Shock got the skills that outbox Navarrete, but I think Oshaki gonna have some. I think he's gonna have a tough time adjusting to Navarrete because of how unique of a style he is. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky dude Navarrete is. Goes to the body real well, strong, big for the weight. Conditioning looked absolutely spectacular against Sugar Nunez. Punch placement, especially to the body, is devastating as well. He got ugly, sneaky ass punches that if you don't react accordingly could very well just put you on your ass, especially that little ugly ass lead uppercut he be throwing. Oshaki gotta be on point, man. He gotta be on point. Because if he get into it, and one thing about Shaq is Shaq a dog by nature, right? Very intelligent. He could be disciplined in the ring, but if forced to, he'll get into a gangster party too and really let his hands go and start biting down and showing that grit. I think he need to avoid that for the sake of, for the sake of, attempting to win this fight, I guess you would say. He's gonna have to keep it cool, keep it focused, keep it relaxed, stick to the plan, bro. Do not step outside that game plan. You bang with Emmanuel Navarrete, that shit not gonna go well for you, Shock. I'm gonna keep it real. That shit not gonna go well for you. You got some. What fighter is that top? Who top rank got that's from San Antonio? Let me see. I don't think they got anybody from there. Let's see. We're saying Bam and Mario Barrios. Like, no, bro. Neither one of them are top ranked fighter. That's why you can't trust AI. AI don't be knowing what they be talking about half the time. So I don't think they have any big fighters in today's, in their promotional company that's from San Antonio. So maybe they just doing it because that's just a location to lock in at. But one thing about Texas, they got a lot of Mexicans. So yeah. Z said, "What do I think about the 126-pound division? I just feel like all the champions just waiting for anyway." Well, 126 has it's just like, in my opinion, it's just like the 140-pound division. It's just like, I don't think it's as action. It's kind of like the 147 division where you have a lot of tremendous talent in the weight class, but until they fight each other, it's not going to be a division that stands out. You know what I'm saying? So when we looking at the 126 pounds champion, we gotta look at, somebody that we brought on the channel before. Bruce Carrington. I'm still trying to get Bruce Carrington on the show, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the brother cut me off. I didn't do anything personally for him to do so, so I'm not gonna, think that way. But I spoke to Bruce Carrington. We had to sit down right before, he won that world title against Carlos Castro. You know what I'm saying? So, Bruce Carrington, very skilled fighter, solid champion. He just had a title defense, and although he didn't have the most impressive performance, he's still a valid champion. You know what I'm saying? Then, of course, you got Rafael Espinoza. He's looked at as the most dangerous champion in the division. Tall, lanky, good power, an absolute dog. You got Brandon Figueroa, who isn't the most skilled, but has a lot of dog. I was so happy when he beat up on that boy Nick Ball, man. And then you got Angelo Leo, who, is solid in his own right, and that, at any moment could go ahead and put your lights out. So, great champions in the division, but until they fight each other, man, it's going to be hard for the division to get the recognition that it needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I think. Solid champions. If you mix up, like, imagine if you mixed up Rafael Espinoza versus Brandon Figueroa. I think Rafael beats his ass, but it's a fucking war. That's stylistically a great fucking fight. Angelo Leo versus Brandon Figueroa, great fucking fight. Bruce Carrington versus Brandon Figueroa, great fight. Leo versus Espinoza, great fight. Bruce Carrington, Espinoza, great fight. Like, you can't go wrong with these matchups with these unification fights at 126, man. You really can't. So I think it's a great division. It's a division that's not spoken about enough. But the reason why it's not being spoken about enough is because these champions ain't really locking in fights with each other. Trick said, "Did you see that Frank Martin interview with Brian Custer? Frank said Tito fights nobody and Frank only wants big names." Well, that would be absolutely contradictory to what he said to Tito Mercado, in person, because he gave him his word that he'll fight him next. So for him to say that he'll fight Tito Mercado next, then fuck around and say that Tito fights nobodies and Frank only wants big names. Frank, you just got wobbled by nigga. You almost got knocked the fuck out in your last fight against Nair Albright, who wasn't a big name. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you even talking about? So what was the point of telling that man when you saw him in person that you'll fight him next? And then you say you gave him your word? Like, cut it out. And, I brought Tito Mercado on the channel, so everybody, oh man, you're pro Tito Mercado. I fuck with Tito Mercado, yes. But I told him personally on the interview we did yesterday, I said, yo, we hold motherfuckers accountable. And I asked him, go watch the interview that I put out yesterday. I'm like, yo, Tito, you got any brothers in this shit? Let us know right now. He said, no. He said, outside of my biological brothers, one of them's a fucking kid and the other one just turned pro, Daniel Mercado. I should have asked him about him. That's the only thing I missed in my opinion. But He said, outside of my biological brothers, I ain't got no friends in this shit. I'll fight anybody. Cool. That's exactly what I want to hear. So if Tito were to come out later on and be like, oh, I'll never fight. I'll never fight. Who's at 140? I'll never fight Albert Puello because that's my brother. Or I'll never fight Dalton Smith because that's my friend. Then Tito Mercado is going to get cooked on this channel. That's just what comes with this game. Nobody is exempt from criticism. I'm going to call shit straight down the middle, whether niggas like it or not. So I find it funny how Frank Martin told, Tito Mercado that he'll fight him to lead up to the Nair Albright fight next. And I think he even gave him his word. I remember it clear as day. And now you saying that Tito fights nobody. It's like, nigga, you fought somebody who wasn't a somebody? Like, what do you define as a somebody, Frank? You fought one notable name in your career. And now you're saying you just won big fights. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. What champion gonna give you an opportunity right now? Like, I don't know, bro. And Frank Martin kind of threw me off after that Tank shit, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie. You was talking all that big shit with Tank. Tank had you flinching. You doing all that shit when Tank flinched at you and he throwing feints and you doing all that scary shit. Nigga, you was scared for your life in there with Javante, man. He psyched you out. He got in your head and he had you literally scared of him. Tank was smiling at you and all that. They put you to bed right after that, John. Then you come back and you knock out that Dominican dude. The fuck was his name? I always forget his name, but you put him to bed. The nigga used to have a ponytail. You knocked him out when he was dead bald. And now you back. Then you fight Nair Albright. You had a good scrap with him. He almost put you out. Bro, if that was a 12-round fight, nigga, you would have been in trouble. We probably wouldn't even be talking about you right now. Francis Bartholomew. Shout out to Junior. Yeah. Shout out Anonymous. Francis Bartholomew. But yeah, bro. This nigga almost put you up, bro. If that was a 12-rounder, bro, you would have been in trouble. There was a belt on the line or something, or this was a title eliminator. Nair fuck around would have put you out, bro, because he was just Nair still was strong. You was fatiguing and all that. What you mean? What you mean you want a big name, bro? You not a big name, nigga. Frank Martin talking like he a big name, nigga. You an opponent. That's what be killing me. See, that's what be killing me, bro. You're an opponent. Why you acting like you above a Tito Mercado fight? That's why I don't be mad, bro. I'm trying to tell you. That's why when these young, hungry niggas be fighting dudes that be like tune-ups or, journeymen, whatever the case is, gatekeepers, I don't be mad at them. You know why? Because the motherfuckers that they actually want to fight won't look their way. So you got one or two options. When a nigga don't want to fight you, it's either you stay busy and you keep crushing these motherfucking cans, or you just sit on the fucking shelf, become irrelevant, get ring rust, just hoping that one day somebody will fight you. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that, bro. Stay active. Keep knocking these bums out, bro. Pay these niggas, get them the fuck out the way. Keep your tools sharp, because eventually they won't be able to deny you. I mean, that's what Boots had to do. Boots was fighting regularly. He couldn't get these motherfuckers in the ring. I remember he was trying to fight Ugas. He was trying to fight Spence. He was trying to fight Bud. When he was coming up, he was trying to fight all these big names. Ain't nobody want to see that nigga, bro. So what he kept doing, he kept fighting. Fuck, I'm going to be inactive for it, bro. I'm going to keep my tools sharp. I'm going to keep rumbling. I'm going to keep piling up my fights. Oh, Boo's about to have 40 fights, and he hasn't even – he hasn't – bro, he's a 2-division world champion and unified in both divisions. Cut it the fuck out, bro. Cut it out. I'd rather have a bunch of fights and just get a fucking step up rather than, fighting once a year or fighting once every other year because a nigga don't want to give me an opportunity. Niggas like, would you rather be Boots or would you rather be Carmel right now? All right, then. Would you rather be busy like Boots was or being active like Carmel? Where everybody out here saying, well, damn, Carmel got to get a fight, man. What's up with Carmel? Why Carmel ain't fighting? Because he's sitting around waiting for an opportunity that ain't there. Fuck. So I told Tito Mercado, keep knocking them. Like, you about to fight Emmanuel Tago. You know what I mean? Fight him. You know what I mean? Keep knocking these niggas out. Keep knocking these nobodies out until you get a somebody. Fuck it. It is what it is. Like Frank Martin talking like you a somebody, nigga. Like you got put to bed by Tank and you a somebody? Come on, bro. You ain't do nothing yet to be talking like that, bro. You can't be flexing on niggas like that. Like we shitted on Africa for shitting on Antoine, trying to flex on Antoine. Nigga, at least he was a world champion, though. You ain't nobody. You a contender. Coming off a shitty, like a iffy performance where you almost got put to bed again. And now you're not even the biggest puncher. You getting your shit, lean. So you was with Man Down. You was with Earl Spence. Some niggas was throwing you in there with the big dogs early. You got knocked out by Javante. You know what I mean? You got a new coach. You got a new coach. You start fucking with Buddy McGurk and all that. You know what I mean? You put Rancis Bartholomew to sleep. Oh my God. Frank Martin is back. The ghost is back. Oh my God. Bro, he put Rancis to sleep. Rancis has been washed. You know what I mean? So he go ahead and he fight Nair Albright. I'm like, bro, I actually picked Frank Martin to win. I said, I think he a little bit too strong for Nair. I think he too good for him. I picked Frank Martin. But guess what? A nigga Nair proved me wrong. Mind you, I thought Frank Martin wobbled Nair a couple times. I think he buzzed him a couple times. But Nair a dog. He from where we from. Nigga, like we known for being dogs. We get put out before we look like a hoe. You feel me? For the most part. You feel me? There's some bitch ass niggas over here. I ain't gonna lie. But like our overall reputation, we known for being dogs. We get put out before we go out like a hoe. That's just what it is. You feel me? So fucking Nair keep trucking. He stepped on the gas in the later rounds by Frank Martin fatigue. You know what I'm saying? And then, boom, he cracking. This nigga Frank Martin like this. Now you're not even the biggest puncher. You move up in weight because a lot of niggas thought you got knocked out because you was drained. You move up in weight, you strong at the weight, knocking out Rancis Bartholomew. This nigga now you're cracking you in your shit and you over there doing the cat daddy. All right, nigga. So you go ahead, you sign right with Top, bro. Your manager was like, Frank, we have to protect that shaky chin at all costs. I think we need to sign up for the Top Rank program. That nigga manager, oh, we got to protect that shaky chin you got there, Frank. I think we need to go ahead and get you on the Top Rank program and let them build you up a little bit before we cash you out again. We cashed you out one time, but you're still good. You still have something left. We could fuck you over again. Let's go ahead and put you on that Top Rank program. You know what I mean? Maybe we could fight a Jeremiah Nakatila in our next fight. And just go from there. Maybe you could fight. You know what? You know what we'll probably do? Let's move up Robson Conceição. Let's fight a Conceição. You know, he just lost to Raymond Mortatalia. We don't want to face Raymond Mortatalia yet, though. We don't want to face Emiliano. None of those young niggas that could punch. No, none of those big punchers that'll crack your chin, Frank. Let's fight a Conceição. He throws everything wide. You'll be able to see his shots. You'll counter him. And he's a smaller guy. We could beat him, Frank. Let's fight Nakatila. Nakatila needs some money. But Tito Mercado, no. Frank said he's targeting the IBF for the potential matchup against Delgado. Okay. Sounds good. My whole thing is, if you're gonna be iffy like that, just stop giving niggas your word, man. You feel me? Like shit like you would give somebody your word and shit can happen. Like you might get a better opportunity and stuff like that, but you currently don't have any opportunities. You're free. You don't have no dates locked in. So why you flexing on nigga like, oh, I'm going after the big fights? He not a big fight. But when he pressed you, you said you'll fight him next. So he's a big enough fight for you to acknowledge him and say that you'll fight him next. What changed? You getting wobbled by Nair? And if you're getting wobbled by Nair, it's a strong likelihood you might get wobbled by Tito Mercado. And you don't really want to go through that right now. So, and Frank Martin said he probably like, bro, if I'm going to lose to somebody, it's going to be by a motherfucker who actually, established, or it's actually for some type of jewelry or whatever the case is. I ain't about to get knocked out by Tito Mercado for the low ski. I ain't about to get knocked out for the low ski, for no belt or nothing like that. Shit just funny. It's like it's giving Berlanga. You feel what I'm saying? It's giving Berlanga. Nigga lose a fight, then they think they're a star. Bro, you're an opponent. Until you beat somebody, you will be an opponent. That's what come with this shit. He making his top rank debut in October. Well, he probably a fight on that October 24th card in San Antonio. Probably, yeah. If Shock and Navarrete fight October 24th, Frank Martin will probably be the opening bout, or maybe even the co-main event if he fights somebody solid. Why y'all laughing at me? Because I said it's giving Berlanga. Berlanga told Shiraz, I'm your Canelo. Like, imagine being that much of a dick eater, bro. Like, in New York, that's called glazing. Like, my nigga. You get beat up and dropped by this nigga. Then you go around calling yourself him. Like, what the fuck? Like, have some self-respect, nigga. You know what I mean? That's some fucking dignity, nigga. That's some pride, nigga. Niggas be acting like pride a bad thing. Not all the time. Shit. Fuck, I look like calling myself. That's like, you might as well call that nigga your dad. Call that nigga daddy. No way I'm going to get beat up by a nigga. Let's say I get beat up by a nigga named. Let's say I get beat up by Floyd Mayweather. Let's say Floyd beat my ass. Just like how Canelo whooped Berlanga ass. And, I'm fighting Richardson Hitchens or whatever. And I'm like, I'm your Floyd. I'm your Floyd. I'm your Floyd Mayweather. I'm your Floyd. Like, nigga, first of all, no, you're not. You're not Canelo. You're nothing near Canelo. Like, Berlanga, you ain't even won a world title yet. And you talking about you're his Canelo? Nigga, you are a fucking scrub. You a scrub that won the fucking lottery, nigga. This is the reality, Berlanga. You a scrub. Like, you're ass. Canelo saw that you were ass. He didn't want to fight David Benavidez. So to get away from fucking David Benavidez, he gave you an opportunity. You shit the bed like we knew you would, nigga. Fuck you mean? Nigga said he was dreaming about Canelo. Yeah. Nigga woke up, draw sticky as shit, dreaming about Canelo. These niggas be, I'm trying to tell you, these niggas different. I was dreaming about you. Canelo was like, what the fuck, man? You know how Canelo be talking, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Oh, look at this guy. Jamel was just starstruck, which is like fucking insane to me. See, I don't know what be wrong with these niggas. I think a majority of these boxing niggas is slow or suffer from some type of like special needs type situation. This nigga Jamel is the same age as Canelo. You came up in the same era as Canelo. Pretty sure y'all niggas was champion at the same time. In the same division. Y'all names been linked together for years. And you sit there, when you finally get a fight with him, you sit there doing a radio interview and tell them niggas that he was your idol. How? How you idolize a nigga who's the same age as you, same fucking era, same fucking weight class, been a potential opponent for well over a decade. How the fuck is he your idol? I would understand if you was like, yo, like Tommy Hearns was my idol. Different era. Sugar Ray Leonard, my idol. Different era. Marvin Hagler, my idol. Different era. Tito Trinidad, my favorite fight, my idol. Different era. Or even if it was somebody that was just an extreme amount of weight class, like even if it's the same era, let's say like he's like, oh, my idol is Alexander Usyk. It's like, all right, that's a little bit more understandable because I mean, all right, y'all the same era. Y'all might probably be the same age, but y'all weight classes apart. So that's somebody that you just look to and study. Cool. How the fuck you idolize a nigga who been y'all op since the very beginning? Y'all niggas with the same promoter. They were both with Golden Boy. Niggas don't even remember that. The Charlos was with Golden Boy. Jamel specifically. Jamel was a Golden Boy fighter. He turned pro real young like Devin Haney. He turned pro when he was like 16, 17. He was with Golden Boy. Them niggas was all in the same roster. I remember when Jamel had his little dookie braids and she had them Meek Mill braids and shit. I remember that. So this nigga Jamel was starstruck from the very beginning. From the very beginning, bro. Like, he even did a whole rebrand. Like, bro, that's how you know Canelo was in this nigga head, bro. He was psyched out. That's how you know Jamel, bro. He just a talker. He not like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Bud really showed that nigga how to do this shit, like how to approach the fight, how to be confident in yourself. The Charlos, they all talk. We seen the big one get smacked in his shit by a white boy. He ain't do nothing. I heard he got smacked twice too. Ain't do nothing. Never got his lick back. Nigga, he even fought on the same card as Caleb Plant. Sat at the fucking same press conference as this nigga. Even said that he'll wear his merch and never get no lick back on him. So I knew from then, oh, that nigga Big Charlie, y'all mouth, he a pussy. You a pussy too, because you was talking all that shit about Canelo all these years. You know what I mean? Then when he finally give you an opportunity, you starstruck the whole time. You do a whole rebrand. You know what I mean? You refuse to talk trash to Canelo. Canelo was talking trash to you. You wouldn't even respond. And then when you go in the ring, you fighting scary. That ain't Lions only. When Lions back is against the wall, them niggas fight. What you do? Survival mode. You got hit on your forehead. You know what I mean? You did a little merengue and took a knee. You know what I mean? Then you got up, then you just you move for 12 rounds and refuse to engage with Canelo Alvarez. When you walk everybody down at 154, you ain't want to walk down that small guy that moved up from 54 to 68. No. Then you was crying in the back. Still ain't fight since then. You know what I mean? Now you back talk. So you fell back from that rebrand, and now you back talking shit to niggas. Bro, we don't believe you, bro. We don't believe you, bro. You showed your bitch card. You showed your bitch card with Canelo. So now you coming back down to 54. I want to fight them all. You know, I want to fight Boots. I want to fight Fundora. I want to fight all of them. I want to get. I'm still the champion. You know, ain't nobody beat me for my belts. You think niggas believe that shit you talking about? Niggas ain't even paying you no mind. Pete with them niggas. Boots don't give a fuck about what Jamel talking about. Vergil don't give a fuck about what Jamel talking about. Fandora. Them, like you for real, Jamel like a backup question. If you ever Pete during these interviews, they be saying shit like, yo, so what's up? Like they'll ask Fandora, oh, what's up with Boots? Oh, what's up with Vergil? Oh, but what about Jamel? Like you not even a primary question. Niggas done forgot about you. You sit, y'all niggas be falling back 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? And think when you come back that niggas is like going to embrace you. No, niggas moved on. Go ahead and break up with a bitch, right? Leave a bitch for 3 years and see and come back and see if they not fucking with somebody new. They already sucking dick a couple months in. Fuck you mean? They gonna be sucking dick in no time. Go ahead and break up with a girl and see how fast they find another dick. they might find it that same week. Shit. Fuck you mean? And I said that to say, bro, boxing fans gonna forget about you eventually. Nigga, if you out for more than a year, niggas gonna forget about you. Once you hit like a year and a half going on too, niggas is moving on. They like, oh, this nigga. We gonna move on and worry about these niggas because they giving us what we want to see, which is fights. Trick said, is there a Puerto Rican that you know who picked Berlanga to beat Canelo? Nope, not that I know. There's probably some fucking Fat Joe, probably the only one. Probably some Terror Squad niggas, some New York niggas from some Puerto Rican New York niggas probably. Bro, ain't nobody. Nigga, we knew we seen the play. We know what Canelo doing, bro. The whole lead up to that fight, they asking Canelo about Benavidez. And he mad as shit because he want everybody to talk about Berlanga. Nigga, Berlanga's ass. Berlanga's ass. We know that you can't that he's not gonna win. So we're gonna ask you about guys that we actually feel like will be more competitive for you. I never understood that. Like Canelo used to cherry pick, bro. He used to fight niggas that nobody asked him to fight. Then when the media asked him about fighters, we want to see him fight. Oh, I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about that shit. I don't want to talk about that shit. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about Berlanga. What do you want to talk about with Berlanga? That nigga suck, nigga. Talking about. Canelo will be mad as shit. He be ready to swing on me. Don't try to swing on me, nigga. Go swing on David, nigga. Berlanga was like, fuck Benavidez, this my moment. He would never say that to David face, though. He would never say that to David face. Then on top of that, nigga, you don't want to see him in no boxing ring, so shut the fuck up. Nigga, you almost got your fucking TV turned off by Steve and Butler, nigga. Fuck you mean? Almost got your shit turned off by Steven Butler. Came up off your feet. Whoa, look like you slipped on a banana peel when that nigga hit you. God damn, nigga cracked you dead in your forehead. This nigga look like he slipped on one of them Mario Kart bananas. Fell hard as shit too. Like he got lifted up. You ever went roller skating and you just lost your balance, fell hard as shit on your back? Exactly what Berlanga did. Nigga, my grandfather, Lorenzo, my grandfather in his 70s, and he knew what time it was. He said, man, Berlanga. He used to be like, my grandfather, funny, man. Because he don't really understand English too well. So I'll be speaking my little broken Spanish. I'll be like, yo, what's up with Berlanga and Canelo? He be like, Bernalga. He not Bernalga. I said Bernalga. No, he's like, Berlanga, he used to be like, he no good. He no good.
I used to be cracking the fuck up, bro. My grandfather even knew. My grandfather was a boxing coach for a few years. He was a boxing coach. He used to coach fighters on my mom's side. So I got boxing on both sides of my family. But he's like, he no good. Man, I used to be in there cracking the fuck up, bro. Nigga used to say shit like he used to say no sirve or some shit like that. Bro, man. Nobody took Berlanga serious. My grandfather the bid though. And he fucked with Xander though. He was like, they was like, Xander. He told me, and that's how you know they don't be knowing no better. You right. Cause he was like, I think Xander gonna beat Boots. I was like, you're fucking crazy. I was like, you're crazy. I said, Boots is different. Wello, like he's a good fighter. And he went and told me that a Bass Bravo would beat Boots, and I'm like, I was like, you don't know no better, man. I forgive you. I'm like, yo, Wello, I mean, I love you, man. You don't know no better, bro. You don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk to him how I be talking to the motherfuckers on here. I'm like, yo, Wello, I love you, man. You don't know no better. Sorry. I forgive you. Yeah, Boots would have beat the shit out of Barao. That wouldn't even be a 4-round fight, in my opinion. Bash only got one way of approaching Boots. Walking forward. He got no defense. He gets hit super clean. Boots too accurate for all that, man. He done broke a Bass Barao up early. 4 rounds. Somebody said answer a question. Did I answer it? Well, Sway said, yo, Mark, what you think about Moses and Philip Herkovich now being for the IBF championship? I mean, congratulations to them for fighting for a legit world title. It did catch me by surprise, specifically on Moses Atama's end, because, just not too long ago, they was avoiding title eliminators with like Frank Sanchez and shit like that. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, I guess they're not ready for a world title opportunity yet. So for this to just be thrown on their lap, as young as Moses Atama is and how underdeveloped he may be, he wins this world title. We got to take the training wheels up off him. That's all. We got to take the training wheels up off him. And if other champions call him out, like a Daniel Dubois or even contenders like Joseph Parker and, Egypt Kabiel, like, he going to have to step up to the plate. That's the thing. Like, once you got that world title around your waist, bro, it ain't no more, well, he's still young, he's still learning. No, you in the big leagues now, brother. So I love Moses Atama. He's actually one of my favorite fighters, one of my favorite young fighters to watch. And I took it when Frank Warren and them didn't accept that. I think it was the IBF title eliminator with Frank Sanchez. I took it as them just not being ready for that step yet. You know what I'm saying? They just wanted to do a little bit more polishing up, just, getting a little bit more momentum behind them and, just getting a few more rounds in before they jump right into their world title shot. But it seems like the world title shot is now next, at least. And, if Moses Atama defeats Philip Herkovich, which I believe he will, I think he's actually going to knock Herkovich out. That's what I think. Then, he's going to be the IBF heavyweight champion of the world. And the boxing fans are going to be calling for some big fights, man. They're going to be calling for some big fights. And we got a new little, the Usyk era is coming to an end. So, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury look like after this fight they're going to have with each other, that shit's going to you know, they're gonna walk out the door as well. You know, they definitely got more time behind them than ahead of them. So Moses is gonna have to show and prove why, like amongst this new crop of heavyweights, that he's the best. You know, and it may not have been, you know, intentional, but how it looks to me is that, you know, Moses Atama avoided that Frank Sanchez fight because I thought it was because he wasn't ready for a world title. Whole time you're fighting Hergovich, and then you're gladly accepting the IBF, you know, it being an IBF world title shot. So it just looks like you avoided Frank Sanchez because you didn't feel like you were ready for him, not for the world title opportunity. It looks like, you know, based off the situation, it looked like you avoided that shot because of him, not because of the belt. Because you took the shot when Philip Herkovich was on the table, but you didn't take the shot when Frank Sanchez was on the table. This literally wasn't that long ago, so it looks a little bit suspicious to me. Like I said, it may not have been intentional. Maybe they didn't plan on this fight being a world title fight. It just happened that way, and he's taking the opportunity. So it is what it is. But Anonymous says they're saying the winner actually has to fight Frank Sanchez next. And, you know, understandably so. You know, Frank Sanchez has got a big knockout against Richard Torres. You know what I'm saying? He got some momentum. And, you know, Frank Sanchez up there in age, man. So get that man the opportunity before it's too late. So that's how I take it. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Frank Sanchez is, you know, definitely a credible opponent. But I also think Moses could beat him too. Tough fight. Frank Sanchez is intelligent, but I just think Moses has like abilities that you rarely see with heavyweights, bro. And it's more than just power. Like Moses he's a fucking beast, bro. He has the abilities to be that guy. Like Frank Sanchez, if he were to fight, you know, Moses Atama, you're gonna have to bring little guys into camp to emulate him because ain't no heavyweight gonna be doing the shit that he doing on some real shit. You're gonna have to bring some. You're gonna have to bring some light heavyweights. You're gonna have to bring. You're gonna have to bring like small heavyweights, like motherfuckers who really like agile, athletic. You know what I'm saying? Intelligent. Like you, it gotta be hard to find sparring for somebody like Moses Atama. Because they know, like I said, you're not finding many heavyweights that's doing what he's doing. Ain't no Russian fighters fighting like Moses. You know, like those European fighters ain't fighting like Moses. Like Moses is a unique. Uh, he's a unique fighter in the heavyweight division today. I'm trying to tell you, they're gonna have a tough time preparing for him. And then even if you do prepare for him, most likely the sparring partner is not going to be as fast as him. They're not going to be as intelligent as him. They're not going to have good a timing as him. It's going to be difficult, man. He's very intriguing to watch. I ain't gonna lie. That dude is the truth. I ain't gonna lie though, and I rarely say this shit. I think they should have took a couple more fights before they threw him in a world title shot though. You know what I mean? Put him in there with some, you know what I mean? They had the right idea, Dillian White and Jermaine Franklin and all of that. They had the right idea. I would have liked to have seen at least two more. And then it's like, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You got him stopping Herkovich in 7. Shit, man. Sometimes Moses get right to it. So Herkovich not gonna have the reaction time, and he's not gonna have the speed to keep up with Moses, bro. I'm telling you. Trick said that chin still needs to be tested. You can have all the talent, but all it takes is one punch. Yeah, especially in the heavyweight division. And to be fair, bro, I think it's like inevitable to not get hurt in the heavyweight division. Like, them dudes is too big, they too strong. I can't find a single heavyweight that done fought at an elite level that never been hurt. Like, I swear to God, bro. Like, all them dudes punching. Like, look at some of the greatest fucking heavyweights of all time. They all been rocked. They all been hurt. A lot of them been knocked out. So, even if most of the time, hypothetically, let's say he gets dropped, let's say he gets hurt, that don't mean that he ain't got a chin, bro. These is 200+ pound men with fucking 10-ounce gloves punching with all they might. That shit ain't nothing. That shit ain't nothing sweet, bro. That ain't nothing to play with. And regardless of whether you got a granite chin or not, you'll get your shit buckled. You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali had a chin. He done got dropped. He done been stopped. You feel me? George Foreman had a good chin. You know, we seen him get stopped. Even Evander Holyfield could take a hell of a punch. We seen him get packed. You feel me? Like, we seen him get hurt. We seen all of that. David Tua. Yeah, David Tua had he had a granite chin. Shit, I think that, and I'm not saying this is you, Trick. So this ain't a shot at you. But I think we need to stop correlating people getting dropped with them being chinny. It's not always the case. Both can be true, but you could get dropped and still have a granite chin. Like, shit just play out like that sometimes. Like, you couldn't tell me Shane Mosley ain't have a chin. Pacquiao sat him down. I think Vernon Forrest dropped Mosley too. Like, I heard people say Tito Trinidad ain't have a chin. How? Because he got dropped deep. Because he got dropped a lot of the times in his career. He always seemed to have balance issues in the early rounds, and then he'll get hit with some shit, and then he'll go down. But we only seen him get stopped once, and that was against Bernard Hopkins. Every time I seen Tito get dropped, I seen him get up and proceed to beat the shit out niggas after that. Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison I met Ray Mercer. Ray Mercer did him so dirty, bro. Ray Mercer was tough, but I seen Shannon Briggs pack Ray Mercer. You know what I mean? Like, this shit happens, bro. A lot of heavyweights we know done got knocked out, bro. I'm telling you. The greatest heavyweights of all time done either been dropped or put out. My favorite heavyweight of all time, Lennox Lewis. We seen what happened to Lennox. Oliver McCall, Hasim Rahman. We seen it. He got that shit back in blood, but we seen it. Muhammad Ali done got stopped. Joe Louis, I think he got stopped. Then Rocky Marciano. I mean, he was older, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, these niggas done been stopped. When his daddy be slapping Tito, it's over. Yeah. Tito Sr. used to slap the dog shit out his son. And I never seen Tito look at his dad like he was crazy. Like, he knew the routine. What was crazy was when I went to go meet Tito Trinidad in Atlantic City, his dad was there and he was sitting like in a corner and nobody knew. So I remember I got the autograph from Tito. He signed a pair of gloves I had, and then he signed the old magazine that was gifted to me by a former fighter of mine. So I had Tito sign that. Then I had Tito sign the gloves. My dad had a Puerto Rico shirt. I had Tito sign that. Then my dad came right over and asked Tito Sr. to sign the shirt too. And I'm like, where the fuck was he at this whole time? I had no idea, bro. He was really in the cut. And I'm like, bro, he's a fucking legend. Like, what the hell? I need his signature too. And we got it. But yeah, man, like recently signed Golden Boy fighter Dylan Capetillo with all the talent and hanging around champions. Unfortunately, took a KO loss last week. Anyone could get caught. Yeah, it looked like he just got caught in an exchange. He was being irresponsible in the pocket and he got clipped. It looked like they was exchanging, and first of all, it looked like Dylan was standing up too tall in the pocket for one. So that's just inexperience and just bad, habits. And then like he literally looked like he had a he had the chance to defend that shot, and it just looked like he froze up. Like that was strange. He got into an exchange, he got clipped, man, and then I mean he was in there with a grown man. Like I don't know if y'all ever been teenagers sparring grown men. That's bro, I never forget. I was like 17 and I sparred like this 30-year-old, bro. I was way more skilled than him. I was faster than him. All of that. I was even catching him with some shots that was, you know, bothering him, hurting him and shit. But his power just felt different. Like his physical strength. Because even when we was in the clinch, I'm like, bro, this nigga is strong. And what was crazy was I ended up sparring him again a few years later when I was like 21, 22, and I didn't feel that strength anymore. Like that strength that I felt when I was a kid, I didn't feel it again when I was an adult. So that let me know that it was the grown man strength. And then once I developed mine, it pretty much neutralized his. But when you have that, bro, like that's a real thing, bro. Fighting a grown man as a kid, that shit is dangerous, bro. That's why they don't really like to allow teenagers to turn pro in the United States. That's why a lot of these motherfuckers got to go fight in Mexico and shit like that. Who do I think is next up for America in the heavyweight division? I couldn't even tell you, bro. America is like these athletes that could have been American heavyweight champions of the world, they just focus on different sports, bro. These niggas playing basketball, they playing football, they doing everything except boxing. So I think it's going to be a little while before we find that next heavyweight champ from America, man. That's why we needed to appreciate Wilder, but y'all ain't do that. Y'all thought Jared, what the fuck is his last name? Jared Anderson. I thought Jared Anderson was gonna be that guy. And he let y'all know that he wasn't. One thing I noticed about Jared Anderson, I got him and Boots signed the same glove. I got it right over there. I might just get that shit away. I ain't gonna lie. If anybody want that Boots and Jared Anderson glove, let me know. I'll give it to you for a good price. Richard Torres is up next. I'm telling you. Yeah, I mean, yeah. After he wake up from that nap, yeah. I mean, y'all could talk about that. I got the pic of you, Boots, and him saved. Why are you saving pictures? Why are you saving pictures of mine, Z? That's weird. The fuck? Niggas saving pictures of other niggas now? That's what we doing, Z? You 19, bro. I'm gonna tell you. That's weird, bro. Don't do shit like that. Not saved, but like on an open tab. How long that been an open tab, bro? I ain't show that picture in a very long time. Dude, where's your dad at, bro? I need to talk to your father, man. Who the man of the house? Blaze pound for pound, what up? Yeah, that's that T.O. and Rolly shit. That nigga Rolly said that T.O. feet was too masculine and T.O. not his type. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, he passed in 2022? My apologies, bro. Why you call him that man? You ain't have a relationship with him? Why would you call him that man? The first thing I noticed about Jared Anderson was he was small heavyweight. So when I started doing research, I actually noticed that he was fighting a lot of cruiserweights. So in my mind, Top Rank knew that he was a small heavyweight too, which is why they kept making cruiserweights move up to heavyweight to fight him. And man, I should have put some stupid money on Bacoli, bro. I don't know why I didn't. Top Rank strongly advised against fighting Martin Bacoli, but Jared needed the money so bad that he took the fight against their advice. And we all know what happened. Since then, Jared just can't seem to get his momentum back. Who you got, Jared or Andy Ruiz? If Andy locked in, Andy would fuck Jared Anderson up. Easy too. Andy on a totally different level than, but Andy's biggest problem in that fight will be himself. You know what I mean? I also seen Jared Anderson giving a bitch a lap dance at the fight. I thought that shit was weird. He had some girl with him. I don't know if that was his lady or what. And they was sitting backstage. And this nigga proceeded to give a girl a lap dance. I was like, what? Yeah, Andy will break Jared Anderson up. Especially if he's himself. Like if Andy clicking, like Manny Robles Andy, he would fuck Jared Anderson up. Absolutely. Who Andy about to fight? Yeah, Andy about to fight soon. They had Torres the favorite against Frank. I couldn't believe it. Bro, these odds, bro, these motherfuckers that be putting the odds together, man, whatever you call them niggas be slipping sometimes. I'm telling you. Like they don't really be knowing boxing all like that. They just be going off the records and recent fights and shit like that. You could really get these niggas for some bread if you really know the game. They didn't think Atif was going to knock out the bull Joseph George, the one who passed out on the corner. I was like, what? I put some bread out. I made a nice little bag off Atif. He said, Once I saw Torres on the mitts with Bernie the boxer, I knew it was raps. That's crazy. That nigga, that shit'll get Bernie hot. He came on my channel one time trying to run the Bud defense. Like, nigga, he retired, bro. Like, let that nigga nuts go, my nigga. Let his nuts breathe, cuz you ain't gotta defend him no more. He ain't boxing. It's okay. My hair look crazy. I cannot wait to get a haircut, bro. This shit brutal out here in these streets. In that comeback fight, Jared looked so disinterested. Yeah, he did, Ralph. And that, I mean, he told y'all why, man. Like, he told y'all, he said, bro, I don't really care to be world champion and none of that, bro. This nigga said, I just want some money. I don't really like boxing. Like, he told y'all. Jared's a fucking idiot, bro. These young niggas is idiots, bro. Like, even if you really felt that way, because I'm sure a lot of fighters feel how Jared feel, but you know you should never say that because that's going to hurt your ability to make money. Why? Because fans are going to lose interest in you. They're going to know that you're only driven by money, so you don't really care to make the biggest fights. You don't really care to be in like legacy defining moments. So fans gonna chalk you like, I ain't supporting this nigga if he not. You know what I mean? Like, fans don't want to hear that type of shit. This nigga said Bridgerweight. That's crazy. I'm about to ban that word, bro. Bridgerweight. I'm about to ban that shit from being a word in the chat. Don't fucking say that. Bridgerweight. What the fuck? That loser ass fucking weight class. Nigga, you either a cruiserweight or you a heavyweight, bro. They made up a whole new division so they could make some more money off belts. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love as always. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out. He said, why you don't like that trash ass division for small heavyweights? You answered the question. This is a trash ass division. But anyways, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I'll be back at y'all with another live, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to continue cooking up what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, y'all go check out that Tito Mercado interview that I did yesterday. It's the latest Mazuma TV sit down. You know what I mean? Go check that out. It was a great interview. Shout out to Tito Mercado for coming through and showing love as always. I'll be back at y'all with another one. Be on the lookout for that. Until then, have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.